This is deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. It is the most extraordinary molecule on Earth. It literally encodes the genetic instructions from which you are made. It has an amazing base pairing structure which can be replicated and the information is passed on. Understanding DNA has given scientists new ways of trying to cure diseases that were previously thought to be incurable, like the hereditary respiratory disease, cystic fibrosis.
I take about 20 different types of drugs, some of which are here, and I also take some of them intravenously, and most of them are done in tablet form. I take about 250 tablets a week, which is 1,000 a month and 12,000 a year. It mainly affects your lungs because the hairs in your lungs don't work properly, so they can't get rid of the mucus in your lungs, and so the tubes get blocked up in your lungs. I have about 30% lung function now. It means that I can't walk very far, I can't really do much, and it affects pretty much everything that I do. Until I was about 12, I was in the school swimming team, I was in the running team, I was in doing PE, I won lots of sports awards. I did pretty much everything that you could do. It is a genetic disease. My mum has one gene mutation and my dad has another one. I just so happened to get both of them at one time, so I got CF. My brother, who's 17, he doesn't have CF at all because he just has two perfectly normal genes.
Gene therapy is when you put in new copies of genes that are defective within patient cells. So, for example, with cystic fibrosis, both the genes have to be abnormal for you to get cystic fibrosis. So what we're trying to do is to introduce a new copy of the gene into the cell.
The first scan we're going to do just gives us an image of the whole of your chest, so we can plan where we're going to start and stop the actual scans.
Cystic fibrosis is a possible target because, first of all, you need to know what the gene is, and that was identified in 1989. Secondly, there has to be need for this fancy and probably quite expensive new therapy, and sadly these patients don't have good enough therapy. Finally, you have to be able to introduce the gene somehow, and because we can spray things into the lungs of patients, all three come together to suggest that cystic fibrosis would be a good candidate for gene therapy. The sensible thing would be to do gene therapy as soon as you know you have a diagnosis of cystic fibrosis. And there is now newborn screening happening in the UK. So you could put the two programs together and say, you have been diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, now you need gene therapy to prevent rather than treat. And that's actually what we're very much aiming for. Gene therapy for CF should be a preventative treatment in the future, not trying to stop something that already has deteriorated.
The science of gene therapy provides hope for cystic fibrosis sufferers. In the future, there might be a cure. Tragically, this is too late for Lorna and her family, as she died 2 weeks after giving this interview.